week, honestly. Not so much P&L wise, but we've gotten some pretty solid small trades. I'm happy with it. It's consistent. It'll add up. It's 9:16 at night. Wow, 12-hour difference. Johnny, we'll get into it here in a sec. Killer Cheeto, what's up? All right. So, as I think all of you guys can see, looking at some stocks this morning, is everything's gapped up here. A lot of things are way up in the air. Big move. Got a $5 move here on Tesla overnight. NVIDIA's up quite a bit. The market's up pretty big. I mean, let's just look at SPY here really quick. Massive move overnight. We had GDP this morning. And it was just a pretty crazy after hours move here, and then double that to start today. We closed yesterday around 570, and we're up 5 points here on SPY. That's a pretty big gap here. I think, is that all-time high? Yeah, so we're gapping into all-time highs here on SPY. So what I want to talk about, and I want to make this very clear, this may be disappointing to some of y'all, but we've been moving pretty much straight up on a lot of things. NVIDIA's been going up pretty nice the last 2-3 days. Netflix has been going up pretty good. Tesla's up pretty good. I mean, we traded the 235 break last Thursday, and we're at 260 right now. So I think we've done, a somewhat good job of catching these moves. For you guys that took that swing with me yesterday, obviously a really nice trade. Wish I would have held it again. But with GDP, we could be up or down this gap, right? So a lot of people are going to wake up this morning and think, you know what? Market's strong. Let's play these new highs. Let's catch these breakouts, blah, 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 blah. Could that happen? 100%. Is my voice okay? Bull says it's quiet. Can y'all hear me okay? I'm fine. Okay. You may just want to right click on me and turn me up. Okay, cool. So, a lot of people are going to be thinking, let's play the upside. Let's chase this. This is good. Market's strong. Things got to go higher. Could that happen? 100%. Is that the direction that I want to be trading this morning? Sure. I do want to be trading the upside. However, Powell talks here in about 15 seconds. So he's talking pre-market. I don't know how long he's going to talk. So he's probably going to talk into the open. So for me personally, this is what is going to make an experienced trader stand out from a new amateur trader. They're going to want to chase this. They're going to be the FOMO traders. Oh my God, the market's going up, right? Like squeezing to the moon, whatever. It's exactly what will get you trapped in a big sell-off. So for me personally, of course, I'm going to be watching Tesla, one of the strongest ones. I think Amazon, to me, actually has a safer trade here because we have this high of 195.37 that we created 2 days ago, and we're not. It's not like we're breaking through highs and having just to chase a prior day high. Okay, so I may be considering this. However, I don't know that I want to get involved in the first 10 minutes at the very least. Okay, I may wait 15, 20 minutes. I don't know what's going to happen. The market could go up, it could come down, it could chop around. I don't know what Powell's going to say. No one knows what he's going to say. But why would I want to put my money into play when there's so much uncertainty of direction? Okay? I rather miss out on some money than take a big loss this morning. Okay? I know that's probably not what a lot of you want to hear, but that's just the reality of this. Of course, I can show up here and just give you a random signal and not really care if you guys win or lose, but that's not what I'm here to do. Okay. I want us all to make money. I want to make money. Anytime I say I'm in something, I'm in it with my own money as well. So, I don't know if you guys, if you don't like that, but to me, I'm not here to accommodate your feelings. I'm here to show you what the realities are of trading. Okay. So to me, that's why I'm trying to kind of shift y'all's mindsets this morning. A lot of people are going to want to chase the upside early. They're going to want to get involved, especially guys that don't know that Powell's speaking, that don't really know what's going on. They're going to want to be chasing these new highs. Market's up. Stocks are really strong this morning. Let's buy. Let's go long. Let's make some money. It's the opposite of what you want to think right now. When I see kind of euphoric times like this, when things have just been moving up, and you get a catalyst to push it up, that's typically when you're going to see the pullback and that really violent sell-off, the next day. Okay. So we got about 8 minutes here. I honestly don't even want to load up a contract because I don't want anyone to feel tempted to buy anything. Again, I'm going to be watching Tesla very closely. I'm going to be watching Amazon very closely, and NVDA as well. However, with Powell talking and everything that I've already explained for the last 10 minutes, I want us to be very careful. Okay. So does anyone have questions on that? Are they disappointed in that? Do they have any other tickers they want me to look at? Do they have any news that they saw that they want me to look at? But that is going to be my game plan today. I'm going to be very passive early and then see what the market wants to do and then go look to try to execute something. INSP, sure. Yeah, what about it, Colamp? What are you looking to do here? Buy? I mean, I think that it's come down into this range again. It's like 202 to 205 level is a pretty, it looks like it's the buy spot, but that's really all I can tell you about that. I don't know about the company. I don't know if there's news there. I don't know what your trade is. When you guys throw tickers at me, that's kind of all I can do. You can never hear these. Here, let me respond to him real quick. Intel, sure thing. Yeah, so Intel's going to be up here. Intel isn't a GPU company, but they're a CPU company for anyone that knows computers. So they're kind of going to be following Micron, NVIDIA, those kind of things. Even though they're not exactly the same, they're kind of more in the chip sector. So Intel's doing pretty good. We're in the gap. I think that this may have room to recover for sure. Is it something is going to be one of my top watches today? No. Just because I think there's better opportunities elsewhere. But I do think that this has a chance to maybe get back up to 30. I just don't know when. It's not going to be a very short trade. It may take, a couple weeks. But I do think there's a chance here. We're in the gap. We're starting to fill the gap. Halfway up the gap's going to be about 25, 26. So, I mean, I think easily can get to 25, 26. But, just to me, it's not really where the action is for my style of trading. Can I look at BA? Yeah. Boeing, up a little bit like most things, but overall very, very weak. Yeah, I mean, you could say it's strong this morning, I guess, but looking at this chart, I don't know what tells you that it's strong overall. I mean, we made new lows for the year yesterday. It did bounce a little bit, but we're coming back down to 152. So I think overall this is pretty weak. I did hear some people on CNBC saying like maybe this is one of those stocks that's just totally blown out, and it's a company that's not going to go anywhere. So maybe you start coming in and actually buying it for the longer term. Would Riot be a good trade? Anytime I'm going to consider Riot or Mara or Coinbase is going to be when Bitcoin and Ethereum are moving. And right now, I mean, I think they've had a decent few days, but nothing crazy, right? They're not going on a run like this. So we're just still pretty choppy here. And I think that that's going to be the case until after the election. So I don't know that I would touch Riot or Mara personally. I'm lightly an AMAT 200 calls. Okay. No, oh, wow. You got a pretty good gap on that. Yeah, I would. I mean, Jenny G, depending on how many you have, I would definitely sell some. I mean, that's a great gap up for you. I mean, that's a 13-point move overnight. So those contracts are really going to gain some value. Honestly, I would, is there news there? Or do you know what happened? Definitely sell majority. I would honestly maybe even sell 3. at least two, but 100% you should be selling some off the open. Red caterpillars. That's what we're going into here. So I'm going to be watching the open for 5, 10, 15 minutes, see what's going on, and then I will see what's happening. There's no option trade for me super quick off the open because we have Powell speaking right now. So the market's starting to fall off. I don't know what's going to happen. And, today is much better to be defensive today than on the offensive. And a lot of new traders will want to be on the offensive because, oh, the market's moving crazy. I need to take a trade. The market's going to go higher. And that's exactly what the amateur trader would do. So that's why I'm trying to switch y'all's mindsets this morning, right? Typically, you want to think the opposite of what the market's telling you, if that makes any sense in the world. When things are just way too extended, they've made a big move. A lot of people think it's going to go higher, and they want to chase that move. The way you should actually be thinking is, this can't happen forever. Markets don't just go straight up. That doesn't mean you need to be buying puts, wanting things to come down, but that means you should be hesitant trying to trade the upside, right? I want to trade with the trend always. I don't ever want to reverse things. However, I want to be very hesitant today because typically you're going to get the gap ups, like I said. We had some good news in the market, whatever, GDP, and then we have a Fed speaker. Depending on what he says today, it could be good, but it could be a sell the news situation. I mean, we're gapping up to all-time highs on SPY. So even if everything is good, the market could still just, boom, turn over on a dime. And I don't want you guys to be caught going to the upside. So the easiest thing for us to do is, okay, just accept the fact that maybe we miss a little bit of a move off the open. But to me, there's a much bigger chance that things actually sell off, and we're kind of seeing that right now. Tesla down 3 points here to back to 260. Apple selling off. SPY back to 575. So let's just take it calm here, take it cool. The market should never dictate you to make a trade. You should always be in control here. 100% TNT. Be fearful when others are greedy. And that is exactly what we're seeing here. So, like I said, you kind of need to think the opposite of what the market's been doing, right? I mean, there's obviously arguments to that and whatever, but again, let's be safe today. Don't try to jump the gun. Let's wait a couple minutes and let's see what the market wants to do. Jenny G, you're going to be happy. So, yeah, no play off the open. Yeah, no play off the open here. I'm going to pull up a Powell stream just so I know when he's done. I don't know why it's open, though. Sit back. Who cares what happens right now the first couple minutes? He's done already? It's been 10 minutes. Huh. I'll take your word for it. That's kind of interesting. Nothing loaded up yet. I want to wait for a little bit. This is where a lot of people can get trapped. So let's just let the market do whatever it wants to do here. NQ selling off hard. Tesla's acting decently strong, which I like to see. Wow, the video 126.30. That would have been nice to hold one contract overnight. Tesla's one of the strongest ones here for sure. Wow, Farouk. What is that? 3,000 profit? 3,300 it looks like. I know, but I can see how much you bought and sold for. How much profit is that, Farouk? It's like a $3,000 profit. It's pretty good. It's gonna make you happy. Wow. Hey, Matt. Nice. I told you you're gonna be happy. You're done for the day. Of course. Good job. Good job. I wish I was in that. Why didn't anyone signal it to me? Well, Yoda, you're in the right place. Tesla starting to hold 260 here. Market is still taking a dump. So right now the first thing I'm noticing is okay, everything else is kind of selling off here. We got Amazon selling off, even PLTR selling off, Apple selling off. What's holding up the best here? Well, it's definitely going to be Tesla. I would say NVIDIA is probably a second place winner there. So just to be safe, just to maybe have something ready to go. When I say loading up, it does not mean that I'm buying. That means I'm just getting a contract loaded up, ready to buy, in case I do want to take a trade. Okay. So I'm going to load up the 265 calls just in case I do want to trade Tesla. Because right now, like I said, what I'm seeing is the market's selling off hard. A lot of other stocks are selling off, and Tesla has the buying pressure. It's holding 260. It's not selling off with it. So if the market does end up having a really strong bounce, this thing may go through the roof. So just so I'm prepared, I got the 265 calls ready. This could easily just give up and start selling off. But for right now, what I'm seeing is this is actually one of the strongest ones here. Yeah, September 27th is the expiration on those. Allo, I will give entries and exits. Typically, my trades are under 10 minutes, so they're very short. Tesla's starting to make new highs here on one green candle from the market. I do like to see that, but I'm still not super interested. We're only 3 minutes into the day, almost 4. And again, for anyone wondering expiration, anytime that I say I'm loading up a contract, it's going to be for the same week that we're on, unless I say otherwise. So if you need to ask to clarify, no problem at all. But just for future reference, I'm always going to be trading same week contracts unless I specify otherwise or I'm swinging. Right? Yesterday I bought October 4th NVIDIA 125 calls, or 2 days ago, held them overnight and sold. That was a rare occasion for me, but that was something that I did. So typically on swings, that's where I go, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks out. When I'm day trading, it's going to be the same week expiration. Wow, Amazon dropped off. I wanted to see that one hold up. Tesla's still chopping around, but to me that's good. Now, I want you guys to see this. Pull up QQQ or /NQ, right? So we're seeing the Nasdaq just completely sell off here. Okay, and then what does Tesla look like? Tesla's completely flat, and Tesla's got an okay amount of volume, not a ton, but enough buying pressure to not let this thing slip up like other things, right? So, like, look at Amazon. Amazon completely down. Look at Netflix selling straight off. Look at Apple selling off. So I think you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Tesla is easily one of the strongest ones. Could it give up and could it sell off? Yeah, 100%. But it's doing what I want it to do. Because again, I want to trade the upside today. I don't really want to try to force a downside trade. And that was a big reason why I'm telling you guys, be patient here off the open. Don't try to force anything, because this is where the market will sell off on you. It's going to look really, really strong until the open, and then you're going to get crushed trying to go to the upside. And it looks like I was right. These are little like psychological patterns that you're going to start noticing with the market and its behavior. Tesla coming in for low a day here. So again, think about it from a buying and selling perspective here. Right? Market's really weak. Buyers have been sitting here trying to hold up Tesla. Okay. But if we start giving up this 260 level and we start giving up low a day, if you're a buyer, what are you going to do? I don't think there's enough buying pressure here. There's not many buyers with me. I'm probably going to start getting out. So buyers could get tired and they can move out of the way. And that's what's going to make this slip really hard. If buyers are strong enough to hold it here and just try to hold the front line while the market sells off, then maybe we still have a trade. But if the buyers give up and they get out of the way and this, sells off, then, I simply don't take a trade. Does that make sense to everyone? Any of you free guys have any questions? I'm trying to explain all this on like a very elementary level because that's really all it is. It's super simple. It's not as intricate as you think it is. So sure enough, buyers are starting to give up. That's why you kind of think that low a day is that important spot there. Like 259.40 was low a day, and we just broke that. You just made some money on the downside. Okay. Pretty simple opening range break there to the downside. Good job. 87 bucks. Take it. Tim's, what's up? Tesla's starting to get bought up here. We got one green candle here on the market on NQ, and Tesla's instantly getting bought up here back to 260. So let's see what happens. 260 is going to be like a battleground here. Our seller's going to be able to keep it under, or our buyer's going to be able to get it above. Yeah, Tim's for sure. I may have to switch off here if things start getting exciting, but pretty much we have Powell talking. The market is just way, way, way up in the air, right? Things are gapping up. Tesla gapped up $5. Many things are just gapping up this morning. And a lot of times people are going to think, okay, I want to buy. I want to get in. I think that things are going to even go higher. And to me, I would tell you, okay, so what do you think the probabilities are that something that's gapped up so much is actually going to continue higher? NVIDIA is moving too. They're probably lower than it coming back down. So a lot of the times people, when things are way up in the air, people want to chase it, and that's where the market will just completely roll over on you. Well, then you did the right thing, Tim. So let's take a look at NVIDIA here. That's kind of starting to catch my eye here. That thing just went crazy. 2 candles, right? I mean, I can't be mad at missing that. That's just a random move there. Tesla's still sitting at 260. I don't know that I want to chase this on NVIDIA. That's pretty crazy. I would consider this the strongest one now, though. Let's just give this a second. I am not itching to take any sort of trade here. I'd rather keep us all safe than to lose money for no reason. But right now, out of nowhere, NVIDIA caught a bid here and is starting to rip. So let's just let this push. Maybe if it comes way up here and pulls back and gives us some sort of like pattern that we can trade, maybe there's something there for me. But there is no way I could have known that would happen. So I am totally fine with missing that. All right, I'm back. So look at that, right? Instantly. I have no aspirations at all to try to chase things right now, unless they meet all of my criteria, and that's a big reason why. NVIDIA looked like one of the strongest things there. Market had a little bounce, right? So you could see when NVIDIA did that. NVIDIA did it right here, and then boom, instantly got rolled over on, and NVIDIA gave up quickly. That's where you can get just crushed trying to chase those new highs. Tesla, to me, I still like the way Tesla's moving. It's not getting too affected by the market. It's sitting right at 260. So if we can get an actual recover on this, that's where I think this is going to go higher. So again, just patience here. No one should be nervous or antsy or itching for a trade. Let's just take it slow. Who cares what the market does? For you new guys, I say stuff like, I don't care if the market goes up, down in circles, or it spells my name. I'm not going to take a trade unless it does exactly what I want. This is a good time for free people or new people to ask questions, or anyone. Because I'm not looking to get in a trade here any minute. So you can kind of turn this into a lesson if you want. I'm here to answer questions. Apple really selling off here. So is Amazon. Yeah, Vans, 100%. I can go over that. I think that'll be a good one for tonight. So please remember that for me. A blue sky. I'd say I've never heard blue sky breakout. Like if it's real or a trap. So I never know if it's going to be real or a trap. But I can give you a pretty simple answer here on something like this. So like let's look at Tesla for example, right? We've gone up and up and up and up and up. But on these days when I can trade a new high, we actually have the prior day's high to trade off of. Okay. So for today, look where we opened. Yesterday's high was like 257-ish. We opened above 260. So there's no like structure for me to play off of right here. Okay. So, all I have is pre-market high to trade off of, right? I like when there's a couple different levels that I can see get broken through so we can actually have a pretty high odds trade there. So that's when I think, okay, the odds are really low that something that's just gapping up like this is going to go higher. I'm not really any specific stock news. Okay. This is like a market gap up. Not to mention we have Powell talking. So to me, this could it break out and go higher? 100%. But I look at it as, are the odds really there? Like, I only want to take high odds trades, like 80% chance, 90% chance that this could happen rather than maybe 50-50. I would even say this is less than 50% chance that it goes much higher unless the market does something crazy. So that's when I'm like, okay, the chance of being a trap then go from 10% to 80%. You know what I mean? Or even 50%. I don't want to take a coin flip trade. So that is a big reason why I think this is a trap. So like for Amazon today, I was like, okay, Amazon to me actually has a better setup. Why is that? Well, we're not gapping up and making new highs on Amazon, right? We actually have, we hit a high of 195.37. Okay. And we are opening up around 194.50. So we actually have a little bit of structure to play with rather than just gapping up into Neverland and trying to trade around, prices we haven't been at. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. And then I'll get into the buying the new highs and stuff like that tonight for the premium lesson. Is a 20 EMA a good thing to trade off of, or does it not provide enough info? I think the 20 EMA is okay. If Latvian's here, I know he's been using that. I don't use it. I want as few indicators as I can because I heard, and let me try to think of what he said, but it was some like ex Goldman Sachs trader talking about indicators, and he's like, a lot of people think like indicators. The analogy was the tail wags the dog. Like you need to understand that like the price action and the volume is what's going to make the indicators move, right? So the dog wags the tail doesn't wag the dog. So the indicators aren't going to tell you what price is going to do. They can kind of show you, and a lot of indicators are lagging. So they only move based on past price action. So if you don't understand the bare bones of, okay, from a buying and selling standpoint, from a volume standpoint, what's the price action doing? Then the indicators mean nothing to you. But coming from someone who, as we all did, starting knowing nothing, of course, I had every indicator in the world. I tried out everything. And then the more experience you get, you realize I don't even need this stuff. I mean, it's actually worse because it contradicts your thought process. You think that if the red line crosses the blue line, I buy. If it was that easy, everyone would be insane at trading. And that's just not. Have you created your own algo? No, I haven't created my own. I mean, I have one that I got online that got tweaked out a little bit from one of my coding friends. But, again, I don't trade off algos or anything. I like to watch price action. And that's where I want you guys to, just know your levels. It's price levels and volume and price action. Because if you think about it, candlesticks aren't some weird mechanism. It's simply a visual representation of receipts. Okay. If there's 100 apples that are being sold and I buy one at, for Amazon, for example, right here, if I buy one at 192 and the guy a millisecond later buys one at 190, 250, well, then the price, the candlestick, for that 2 seconds, is going to go from 192 to 192.50. Okay. So it's just receipts. So you're having to say, okay, where are people willing to buy things? Where are people willing to sell things? Is there a lot of people selling here? A lot of people buying here? Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? Right? Is there demand? Is there supply? Stuff like that. What does a long wick mean? To me, wicks are like, for this candle right here, I hope you can see it. We opened this candle at 192.77. Buyers tried to buy it up to 193, and then sellers came in and pushed it straight back down. So the bigger the wick, the more aggressive the opposite side was. Okay, so look at that, right? We tried to push big wick to the top side. A lot of sellers came in, and now the next candle is rolling over. Okay, and it's the opposite for the downside, right? Yeah, it's just a fight on price pivot. That's a good way to put it. Slim Pickens, what are you doing over here on free? Okay, whatever you want to do. Look at the video here, guys. Very easy for people to chase that. And you wonder why when the sell-offs happen like this. Well, it was so strong here. Yeah, and a lot of people probably bought into this. So why are these candles so aggressive to the downside? Well, a lot of people that bought early on wanting this to go higher, they're trapped. So they also excuse me, they also have to sell. So you have people shorting it, selling stock, and you have people that had already bought having to sell to get out, and they're hitting their stop losses. So you get that quick move down. Tesla's still kind of sitting flat here. So, again, I don't want to say that I'm right about everything, but from my experience, I was right about today. How many people in here, be honest, thought that they wanted to buy something and they thought the market was going to go higher? I hope a couple people at least answer this. Yeah? Okay. Anyone more? Who thought the market was going to go higher? Who wanted to think that Ethan's going to come in here and give us a good day trade and we're going to go and it's going to be great? Duco, you've been around long enough with me. Yeah, I mean, I was hoping it was strong too. But now that I explained kind of my thought process on the psychology behind it, right, Kenny, that's what I think too. Now that I explained the thought process and stuff, and I end up being right, does it make sense to you now? And this is not something that's easy to spot from a new trader. I've just seen this countless times over my years of trading. So I know, you know what? This is kind of when I think this would happen. And sure enough, that's what we saw. Does it make sense to people now, or do I need to keep explaining it? Yeah, Jenny G, take that money and run. Get out of here. Okay, good, Jelly. Good, Tim's. Yeah, I mean, and you could argue, Ethan, why not just trade the downside? I mean, could I? Yeah, I mean, I definitely could, but that's kind of going against my trend. I never want to go against the trend. If the market's strong, I'm going to go with this, the overall strong market. Or they're going to be reversals, yeah. But to me, these reversals set up breakouts for me that are good. And maybe I could try the downside. I could just buy puts off the open on SPY because I know there's a high odds chance that it comes down. Could I get aggressive and do that? Sure. That's just not really my style. I'm very good at a specific way. And to me, it's just why try to do something that, I should have forced something else. But my thought process was there, Yeah, Fergie, and that's why I'm totally fine explaining it. And that's also why I know this, because I've been trapped in days like this many, many, many times before. And now I know the characteristics of when there's a big chance there's going to be, a bull trap here and the market's going to sell off. And so now after losing money many times early on in my career to a scenario like this, I know when not to trade. And I also, like I said, I'm totally fine if the market would have just gone crazy off the open and maybe I missed out. I rather save myself for something like this and not lose money rather than try to force a trade and make some. That's just greed. What time frames do I normally trade off of? So like when I'm charting, I'm looking at like big time frames, right? The yearly charts, the 4 hour charts, 1 hour charts, whatever. But when I'm actually day trading, it's going to be the 1 minute and the 2 minute charts. Yes, I'm picking. I mean, to get good at trading, it's a game of mistakes and like changing your mistakes and learning from them. If you think you're going to just start trading and can listen to some stupid kid named Ethan and learn everything about it instantly, it's just not going to happen. You have to train. I mean, a lot of it's like mental too. You got to train your mind to think certain ways, react certain ways. So that's good. If anyone is wanting to join premium, that's free. Just add me as a friend or DM me or just type something here in the chat and I can give you a link to it. The that girl from the FTX thing, I think it was like 11 billion or something. I don't know what happened, but we'll take the link. Oh, sweet, let's do it. All right, let me get it. So there's like the Sam Bankman-Fried guide. So that's the link to premium there, guys. You can also add me as a friend and ask me any questions you guys need. Um, anyways, yeah. So like, there's Sam Bankman-Fried and like his like I don't know if it was girlfriend or whatever it was, but there was that girl. Um, she's kind of like she looks like a kind of like a mythical creature. She kind of scares me regardless. But she's gonna go to jail for like 2 or 3 years, and I think there's like $11 billion, or maybe it was 30 million. I'm totally off there, maybe, but it was something like that. Well, I mean, am I wrong? I mean, she's scary. And I know that all they did was they bought that massive mansion in I think it was Hawaii, and we're doing a bunch of drugs, and they I know they communicated using emojis and stuff like that. Yeah, I know. So I think it's 11 billion. Let me look it up. FTX fraudster Caroline Ellison sentenced to 2 years in prison, ordered to forfeit 11 billion. Oh, okay. Here I will, Nikki. I got you. Caroline Ellison. This is the picture that was on like the front page of a lot of a lot of the a lot of the things there. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. She does scare me. Uh, you guys that wanted that link, are y'all good? If you need help, we're here to help you, kind of show you around. I can DM you the links as well. NVIDIA starting to push back up here. Tesla holding on a little bit. I still just don't know. We may get a trade here after 30 minutes, but oh, bless her. That's what my mom would say, Nikki. It's so funny. Um, Here's what greed will drive you to do. Yeah, like chase a stock. Let's see what's going on here today. Oil's down, cybersecurity's down, healthcare's mixed, airlines mostly green, banks are up. Looks like crypto's up today across the board. Bitcoin 64,000. This is something that I hope if you guys have computers, you do. It's something I never did for the longest time. And then my boss at the trading floor over the summer made us all do this. So I have it divided up into sectors so I can go and kind of look because that's what he does. He doesn't have a bunch of charts like I do. Let's see, what does this screenshot look like? I know, nerd alert. I know. You want to see nerd alert? I just tried to take a screenshot of all my monitors and it didn't really work. It only got half of one of the big ones. Oh, here we go. I still can't do it. Dang it. You have 4 displays? Nice. Me too. Yeah, Thinkorswim is great. I'm always here to help you, Fergie. You know that. Amazon still dying here. PLTR kind of found a bottom. Netflix down to 715. NVDA still chopping around here. SPY starting to chop around low a day. Meta's at low a day. Yeah. Yeah, there was Schwab now. Think or sink. Yeah. I hope those people that wanted the link are taken care of. I haven't heard from them yet. I don't know who was it. Let's see. Cyclox, Tizan, Aloe, Red Caterpillars. You guys all good? Yeah, that'll just get you into the premium side. Then you can pick me as a coach. You can pick any of the other traders here as coaches, and you're going to get a ton more. I actually have a screenshot of what premium will get you here. So for anyone wondering, kind of, you know, it's like buying a TV packet. That's kind of how it's set up here. But you have free, you have just coaching, and then you have premium, and then lifetime. And you can see how many more streams and stuff you get. So in case you're curious. David Shores on X. What's my trading background? Oh shoot, my camera was turned off. So my trading background is I've traded for about 6 years. I started when I was 15. I have I've interned at some trading floors the last 3 years, and yeah. So I don't know if you know SMB Capital, but I traded in their Texas office for the last 3 summers. Um, and now I teach and live trade a couple times a week in Penny Boys. I know it was pretty brief, but that's about it. Done it for a little while. You know what chart program? were you showing? So this, what you're seeing right now is Thinkorswim from, it's through Charles Schwab. It used to be through TD Bank, but then they got bought. So it's free and you could download the software. I've used it for 6 years. It's really good. I always recommend it. You know, like Webull and Robinhood to me are very, in trading view, are very elementary. For day trading, it is. I mean, if you're going to just like swing trade stuff, you know, you can use other things, but this is a step up. This is definitely a step up. And I don't buy and sell on here anymore. I used to, and it's still great. I pay for a different service, a different broker for that. But I still use it for charting, and, you know, working on a trading floor, there's still professionals that use this. It's a really good charting software, I think. Yeah, the desktop. Yeah, so it's desktop or web version, right, Tim? But so don't use the website. Use the actual like software you download. Yeah, you can do that, Tim's, if you want. You can buy and sell on Webull and use Thinkorswim for charts if you want, but it's totally up to you. What's the difference between buying and selling and the bid and ask? Like the bid and ask this is kind of tough to teach, but because it's confusing. But the bid and ask, typically when you think of bidding on something, you think about buying it, but you got to think opposite in this case, because um, you are okay. So the shares are obviously owned by someone else, right? That you're buying. So they're asking this amount. So when you're trying to buy from a market maker, they're asking this amount. So when you buy market, you are going to get filled on the ask, because if I was, you know, obviously the ask is going to be higher price than the bid, right? That's why there's a spread. So if I go, hey, market maker, I want to buy 100 shares of Tesla, what are you asking? Well, they're going to ask, you know, let's say $250 on the ask. So I buy it from them. And then when I want to sell it back to them, right? Well, actually, one more thing on that. If I'm going to sell you anything, I want to sell it to you at the highest price I could possibly sell it to you, right? I don't want to give it to you on a discount. I want to sell it to you at the highest price I can, right? If I have an Apple, I want to sell it to you at the highest price. So I'm asking for you to pay that much, okay? So when someone wants to buy it back from me, or buy it back, if you want to buy it back from a market maker, or actually, sorry, you want to sell the share that you just bought, they want to buy it at the lowest possible price. So they're willing to bid this much. So that's why there's a bid that's lower than the ask, okay? If I want to buy something from you, I also want to buy it at the lowest price that I can. They're only willing to take it back at the bid, and they're only willing to sell it at the ask. So that's where they make their spread. That's kind of like their commission. Make sense? On the bid and the ask, whoever asked that. What broker do you use? So Thinkorswim, what you see right now is for charting, but I use Interactive Brokers Trader Workstation for buying and selling. That may be a question for Bull, Fergie. It looks like you were trying to sell an option. You're trying to short an option. I would reach out to Bull for that one. Yeah, then that's definitely not in my. I just don't know much about spreads and all that. Say you're talking to a new trader just now getting their feet within the market. What would you tell them to focus on? Best practice, fundamentals, risk management. Well, definitely like risk management's huge for sure. But like for a very new trader, I honestly, what I would tell them is don't try to focus on the money. Obviously, people are going to get into trading for the money, right? But yeah, I mean, all the above for sure. But definitely, you know, if you have $1,000 account, don't think that you're going to make $1 million, right? Don't think you're going to be making $500 a day. Okay. Go in, try to make your 10, 20, 30, $50 days, right? I mean, those percentage wise are really, really good. The money will come, you know, from when I'm on a trading floor and I see guys making $1 million in a day. And, you know, I'm like, man, like, you know, I only made 1,000 or whatever. They're like, you can always add another zero. It's all percentages, right? It's base hits. You know, the quickest way to lose your money is by trying to make too much money. Okay. In trading. So it's all about base hits. It's all about just the fundamentals, the consistency behind it, because you can always get more capital and you can always make more money on a percentage basis. If I have $1,000 and I make $100, that's 10% on my account. If I have $10,000, a 10% gains 1,000. If I have $100,000, a 10% gains 10,000. Right? So it's all percentages. And then to me, the next thing is going to be quality over quantity. When I started, of course, I wanted to be the guy taking 5 trades a day because I thought that's how I'm going to make more money. And that's really the opposite. You're going to lose more money trying to take too many trades. Like today, I mean, I haven't even considered taking a trade. And a lot of people, that's why I want to make it very clear this morning that today is not a day you want to try to push it, because the market may, it's not going to do what most of you think. And that's kind of where the amateur mindset comes in to more of an experienced trader, because I know that this is more of a chance of not being a good day to trade, even though overnight in pre-market we were super strong, really clear direction. So quality over quantity for sure, and then risk management and all that. I'm not a fundamental trader, so I don't look at balance sheets and earnings and stuff like that. I know when earnings are coming out, I know what news is coming out. But another thing is, like, when interns come into the trading floor, they say, be curious, ask questions, work with other people. So you need to be talking to other people here in the chat. You need to be collaborating with other people. You need to be putting work outside outside market hours, studying. But again, just be curious, right? So a lot of the times when a new intern comes in, whether most of them know absolutely nothing, they don't even know what a stock chart looks like. The head trader will say, okay, here's a piece of paper. Write down 25 stocks that what shoes are on your feet. Nikes. Okay, watch Nike stock. Do you know what, there's a Tesla outside. Watch Tesla. What computer chip is in your computer? NVDA, Intel, stuff like that. So watch the companies that right? You got an iPhone, watch Apple. You buy something on Amazon last night, watch Amazon. And then be curious, okay, what news is coming out with them? Okay, pay attention to the news. Always be curious. So why is the stock doing this? Why is the stock doing that? Little things like that would be really good. How much do you pay for data? For Interactive Brokers, I pay about $100 a month, I think, $115 a month. Yeah, let's actually, Tim's, I'll get to that. But Visa being sued, let's get into that. So yeah, Visa got sued. Do you know what Nancy Pelosi did on June 1st, I think, or July 1st? She sold $1 million in stock. Yeah. I mean, how effed up is that? She knew what was coming out. I mean, I don't know how more blatant she can be about her insider trading. It's unbelievable. Right, yeah, Martha Stewart went to jail. Yeah, why? What? Okay, so Tim, so right now, so I think you're doing the complete right thing, Tim's. I mean, you're taking a slow, you have a big chunk of money going into longer term investments. I think that's really good. Coinbase is popping off. I'll get into that in a sec. But like, if you are looking to day trade take a very, very small percentage of that. Even start with like $1,000 or $2,000 in a day trading account, and then just don't look for any crazy gains. Just try to make your $50, $100, whatever it is, and just kind of get your feet wet with this. So I do think you're doing the right thing for sure with the longer term account. Yeah, definitely check out Rags to Riches. Yeah, Wyatt's very new to this. Wyatt, were you here at market open or did you sleep in, big fella? I think you were late. Everyone, you should shun him for that. I should kick you out of the voice channel. Okay, we'll talk after this. Yeah, there's really no trades there, Wyatt. So if there was any day to kind of not be here, it was today. But yeah, okay. So Coinbase. So Coin, yeah, that was a pretty solid breakout there. Chris. I saw a ton of option flows yesterday, like millions of dollars in calls getting bought. And I look at the stock, I'm like, this is way, way down. But maybe people are trying to buy into this dip here with longer term calls, because if Trump does get in, I think that's going to be a positive catalyst for Bitcoin. And that's when Coinbase is going to start ripping back to 300. Colam, that's just a simple over trading problem. It also looks like you bought and then went to go make breakfast. Right. So, to me, that isn't taking it too serious, man. And that's not me trying to be critical, but the last thing I want to do is buy something and leave, especially if it's a day trade, or be focused on something else. I don't know how big your account is, but maybe $600 position is too big. It's a 30% loss. And right now, Tesla isn't one of the weakest stocks. I would look, if I'm going to buy puts on anything, it's going to be one of the weaker names like Amazon or Apple. NVDA and Tesla are the strongest stocks today. So I have no interest in trying to go short on those. Well, it is Thursday, right? So when you're buying contracts that are expiring in 2 days, theta is going to kill you for one. And two, yeah, I mean, the percentage gain or loss can be pretty big. Good, Chris, get out of here. What is expiring? Like you put in a buy. So when you buy a share, PW, you can hold it forever. When you buy an option, there's expirations on the option. So, the closer that you get to expiration, if I buy, let's say that I buy a 250 call on Tesla and it's at 200 and I buy it for a month out, it's going to be pretty cheap. If we start going up, let's say in 2 weeks, we get to like 240. I'll definitely be in the green. I could take my money. But let's say the Tesla stays at 240 for the next 2 weeks. Well, if it's not close to 250 by expiration, it's just going to lose value, So, yeah, you made money when it went from 200 to 240 or whatever. But if you hold that until expiration, and then when it's about to expire, it's not at 250, well, you are up money early, but then the contract is about to expire and you need to be, if I buy a 250 call, there's a break even price and you need to be above 250 to break even on your contract. So that is where you'll lose money. That is kind of a weird example. Does that make sense? Yeah, Slim Pick is 100%. I mean, you got to be a sniper. If you're going to day trade stuff, you got to be a sniper. I have lessons on options and all the Greeks, right? The delta, gamma, theta, all that stuff. So, again, those are premium things. But so for you free people, I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to sell you, but understand that you're going to get what you pay for, right? If you pay for our subscription, you're going to get access to 10 times more education, lessons, live streams, other analysts, all that stuff. So, this is, I do one free lesson a week. So if you want to wait until next Tuesday, by all means do it. But I have a big archive of lessons and stuff like that. You do join premium and go to my coaching stuff. There is free education here for sure, and there's plenty of videos on that. Anyone for a swing trade? I just joking. He's in charge. Yeah, because even if you're a swing trader, even just joining and listening to like the principles that I talk about and the psychology, it's all gonna align. That's something that you're going to notice with any experienced trader is we're going to trade. Maybe all of us trade completely different, but a lot of our principles are going to line up, whether it's risk management, market psychology, price action reading, all that stuff will line up, but the way that we execute will be different. As much as I wanted to take a trade today, I think that the odds were way more in favor of losing money trying to force something than making it, right? And Colamp, that was kind of an example for you. I had no interest in going to the downside today, and it looks like you try to buy some puts on something, and that's just what happens. Sometimes it's best to not take a trade. Of course, yeah, you too, Jay. I'm trading. I'm live trading tomorrow for premium, so you're premium, so you can be there, Jay, unless you have something to do. But I am live trading for premium members tomorrow. What made you not want to take a trade? So I've gone over this a lot already today, but market was way up in the air. Powell was speaking this morning, and later tone. Uh, Typically when the market and a lot of stocks are just gapping up way up in the air, that gives a very high odds chance of it actually selling off right after, especially when there's a Fed speaker. And as much as people probably woke up today wanting to buy stocks and go long, to me, there was a much bigger chance of things actually selling off. And I talked about that pre-market. I get here 15 minutes before the market opened to explain all of this. And I did, and I was right. How often do you do free live trade? I do 2 a week. For free, I do 2. If you're premium, you're going to get 2 extra and an extra lesson. So I do 1 free lesson on Tuesday nights. I live trade for free on Tuesday and Thursday mornings, and then I do premium live trading on Monday and Friday. Later, Tim's. Take care, bro. I'm probably going to head out here pretty soon as well. What's the price for premium? So for premium, it's $140 a month. Georgia, Phil, if you need the link, let me know. But I think a lot of people can attest here. You can easily make $140 a month following my trades or any of the analyst trades here. It does pay for itself, and you're going to get 10 times more education. You're going to get streams from other people. It's not just me. You need the link? I got you. One sec. You free guys too, you can add me as a friend and you can ask questions or whatever you want beforehand as well. And I'll send this picture in here again as well. So if you guys want to live trade with me tomorrow, you need to get into premium. Or you're gonna have to wait till Tuesday. Because Friday and Monday are premium live trading. I'm gonna send in a video. I don't think it's been edited yet. It should get posted on our socials pretty soon here, but this is a clip from last week. I made 3,000 on it. And I'll send it in here. So you guys can kind of see, for y'all that haven't seen the live trade. It's obviously edited up a little bit, and I hate that my face is on it, but I gotta show it. It's sending in here. Thanks, Mastermind. Later, RB. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Yeah, today's just not a day. But again, it's like, could I show up and give you a random signal? Yeah, that's not my job. My job is to give you guys safe signals. And Kenji, lifetime is 1 payment, and you're here forever, and you'll get discounts on things and stuff like that. Yeah, that was an awesome trade, Kenny. Kenji, I can get you a lifetime link as well if you need it. Yeah, that was a freaking awesome day, Jelly. That was last Thursday. You can see my P&L there on the kind of the bottom right. Yeah, I do too. I do too. Well, guys, I'll stick around for another like 5-ish minutes for other questions or whatnot, and then I'll head out of here. But that's kind of the beauty of this. You can be done in an hour. There's some days when we're already have a trade and we're done in the first, 20 minutes. I mean, capital gains tax, you like to try to stick around 40%, but that's something that you consider at the end of the year because you can use stocks that you've lost on as you can use those losses against your gains and stuff like that. Yeah, Marcus, for sure. For sure. Market is going south, so why don't you recommend play puts? Well, I mean, we could have, yeah, but a lot of the stocks that I actually wanted to trade are pretty flat here. So, like, where's the opportunity? If I pull up Tesla, where's the opportunity here? Is there any clear, strong moves to one side or the other? No, to me, it's very choppy. Look at NVIDIA. Kind of the same thing here, right? Really, really choppy. Look at Meta here. Yeah, maybe you can play loads a day here, but these A-plus setups, Prashant, I don't think so. I rather not lose money on them rather than, yeah, but then you can also look at things like Netflix. Yeah, I mean, I want Netflix to the upside. I don't really want it to the downside. You can look at Amazon as well. Could I have traded this to the downside? Yeah. But honestly, I like the upside much more. So I'm not going to just completely change my bias there. So, of course, there's opportunity to make money every single day. But to me, it's like the way to get good at this is to stick to what you're good at, not try to trade 5, 10 different ways. I'm really good at a very specific way of trading, and I'm going to stick to that. And I've learned that um, from simply making mistakes trying to trade different ways. I rather miss out on opportunities that aren't aligning with my criteria and my style and strategy than to force it and lose. Because I started making a lot more money when I just sat back, let the market do whatever it wanted to, and if things align to the way that I want them to trade, then I will trade them. Farouk, no, I think we're about done for the day pretty soon. It's I heard another quote the other day. It's like good traders will a lot of the time say, "I don't know and I don't care." I didn't know what the market was going to do, but I don't care. If it's going to do what I want it to do, I will trade it. I will be interested, but I don't know and I don't care. Stock XYZ is up 100%, Ethan. Why aren't we trading that? Don't know about it, don't care. Thank you, Farouk. I'm sure there's people that don't. That's why you said most. I love y'all too. Y'all are great. Well, guys, any other questions? Anything before I go? Have you always traded options to do so? What's the advantage of options? So you can take advantage of small price moves. Good question. So when I, really first started, yeah, I did trade actual shares, but it was on much cheaper stocks. But I trade options specifically because I only trade like these mega cap names, stocks that are, multiple $100s a share. So, if I want to buy 100 shares of Meta, that's, $57,000, and that's just 100 shares. So if I spend $57,000 and it moves $1 on 100 shares, I make $100, So to me, it's not really what I want. Um, so that's why I use options, because you need much, much less capital and you can make bigger returns. That means that the risk is higher, but if you can just trade correctly with risk management and find good trades and execute them, you're going to make money. And I only like to trade these mega cap stocks because there's a lot of volume, there's a lot of money being traded in and out of them. I mean, billions and billions of dollars every day. They're in the news a lot, and they're much easier to predict than a small company that could, you could be trading it to the downside, then some random news comes out and it moves 200%, you're blown out of the water. You know what I mean? That's why I stay away from penny stocks, I stay away from small cap stocks, and I really only trade the biggest companies in the world. And to me, it's best to it's best to stick to kind of a basket of names, because you're going to learn their personalities per se, like the way that they move, stuff like that. And that's the reason why I can trade a lot of these so well, is because I know their personalities and, what I want to see, what I don't want to see, stuff like that. What do you pay for data on IBKR? So I pay about $100 to $115 a month. Yeah. Just like Kenny said up there, it's like, live to trade another day. It's all this is. Just survive long enough and you'll be good at it. Really new here. Yeah, Martin, 100%, dude. If you want to ever join premium, just add me as a friend and I'll get you set up. What if your budget doesn't allow for big stocks? Well, that's why you trade options, because you can find options that are, $100, $200. And if you don't have that much to trade, then, you maybe shouldn't be trading right now. I would paper trade, save up money, try to build up an account a little bit better. Yeah, Tesla did pull back things, but that's a perfect example of buyers just saying, I'm done. No one wants to keep buying this. I'm trying to bounce it. So once this floor got taken out, bye-bye. Market's selling off too. I'm hungry. Yeah, the Cyclops 100%. Amazon, man, 190. I got a lot of school today. This is my day where I'm at school for 5 hours. Yeah, I'm cash today as well. Well, guys, I'm probably going to call it here unless there's anything else. No money made, no money lost. Cash is a position sometimes. If you want to learn about dividends, you need to go to Rags to Riches. If anyone needs me throughout the day, just ping me in the chats or DM me. I'll be around. All right. I think I'm going to get out of here, guys. Have a good rest of the day. Thank you for being here. It's always a pleasure. And I will see you premium guys tonight at the lesson. Adios.